Kettle Moraine, who's a really good team.
They have a new team out here with all the seniors they lost.
Yeah, Kettle Moraine, good team
Yeah.
this year. Apparently going in as a higher ranked than Oak Creek. Oak Creek is predicted to do pretty well this year.
I mean, I think we'll be better. Oak Creek will be better than last year. I really do.
Oak Creek at Union Grove. I would say last I saw Union Grove was favored by 3 tonight against Oak Creek. I would say that Oak Creek is going to upset Union Grove tonight. I think that they are a growing team, that they got a chance to go places this year. I mean, they almost beat Franklin last year in the playoffs. They were 2 minutes away, and they couldn't pull it out. I mean, although that was a really sloppy game, if you remember, it was misting out. It was cold out. It was everything wrong that day. But let's look at it. Go ahead.
It looked like the offense. It just that game in the playoffs, like the offense just looked horrible though in that playoff game. But I understand with the miss.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then let's look at Whitnall at New Berlin West. That's got a good chance. I mean, I would say that New Berlin West steals that game. I honestly think that New Berlin West is upcoming this year. A lot of people don't think so, but I think they are. Whitnall, they've had good years in the past. They've struggled some years. It's kind of a flip-flop for Whitnall, I would say, that team.
It always looks like Whitnall's the mid team every year.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
They're not
exactly. And then,
they're not gonna be amazing. They're not gonna be horrible. It's always the
yes.
same.
Then Wisconsin Lutheran, another team that's just okay every year. Like, they're not going to be the state champion one. They might be a state champion in years to come, but they got to be able to perform on a consistent basis. One year you end up 4-5, the next year you're 8-1. It's like one of those teams that could be like that. They play New Berlin Eisenhower. New Berlin Eisenhower's been known to be good in the past.
Oh yeah.
For a while they were competing with Franklin for a while there, and then obviously New Berlin Eisenhower over the years fell apart. But I think this year they're coming back. My opinion, I think they are.
You think so?
Yes, I do. Honestly,
What are they ranked in the polls right now?
they're not on the top. Let's see. This page goes to 25. They're not in the top 25. I'll say this. But one team I was really shocked to see in the top 25 was Wauwatosa West. Wauwatosa West.
Weren't they horrible last year?
They were not good last year. Although, actually, no, I forget if it was West or East. One of the two teams beat Pius, 97-0 last year. It was like just a demolition derby out there.
I mean, at that point, just forfeit the game.
Yeah, exactly. But then, obviously, coming into this season, last updated was August 14th by Max Preps. We got Franklin coming in at number 1, Muskego number 2. Both two teams, we are Oak Creek announcers here, if you didn't know, by the way. Both two teams are on Oak Creek's schedule this year. Muskego next week at Oak Creek. Franklin, I think the 23rd of September. But you got a team up there, Catholic Memorial. So you got third-ranked Catholic Memorial going at Franklin tonight, number 1. That is going to be an awesome game.
I still think that Franklin is gonna lose to Catholic Memorial tonight. Like I said before, I'm just trying to prove my point. I think losing all those seniors from last year is gonna kill them.
Yes, I dearly think so too. Appleton North, who was obviously knocked out by Franklin twice last year, blew a 20-0 lead twice. First game of the season, and the game to go to state, they did the same thing. I mean, I couldn't stress enough as a coach to blow a lead like that twice.
That's just ridiculous, man. I don't know what the game plan was going into that second half for them, but whatever it was, it didn't work.
Obviously,
Maybe
going to
it was
Middleton.
trying to go easy on them or something.
Remember, Pewaukee. Let's talk about Pewaukee here. Pewaukee was a state champion last year. They are now 17th ranked.
Oh man!
So it must mean they must have lost a lot of players. But let's go back to Greendale, for example. Greendale is 111th ranked by Max Preps right now in the state of Wisconsin, who's expected to be really good this year.
I still think that Greendale is still an underrated team. I still think that they have a chance.
Let's
only scored 9 points.
Yeah, let's go Milwaukee Academy of Science at Cudahy. I would have Cudahy winning by about 9. I would say tonight.
Yes,
Cudahy, I think, is the better team in that. Oh boy, Racine Park at West Dallas Central. I would probably take West Dallas Central in that one. Neither team has been able to prove leadership in the last few years, I would say. Going by what I've seen in the Southeast Conference at Racine Park, West Dallas Central, not always the most consistent team either. So it's one of those games where you're probably fighting for the bottom. I would go West Dallas Central winning that game tonight. I would say by 15.
I think it's going to be a close game because both those teams,
Yeah.
I think they're running like good together, and like I think it's still going to be West Central, but I only got them by like 3.
Okay, let's look at Milwaukee Pulaski, who obviously Oak Creek played last year in the playoffs at Bradley Tech. It's one of those games where it's a matchup between two Milwaukee teams. It's playing at Milwaukee South tonight. I would say I would take probably Bradley Tech in that game since they're the home team. Both teams I do not know much about. Obviously, I don't cover the Milwaukee area very. I'm more south of Milwaukee, but the Milwaukee Metro Conference is one of those conferences that seems to struggle every year. Going back to West Dallas,
Yeah,
Hale
I
at
agree.
Wauwatosa East.
I think I
I
think
would say
Pulaski this
West Dallas Hale at Wauwatosa East. I'd probably take Wauwatosa tonight because Wauwatosa teams always seem to come out every once in a while in a good fashion. Plus, the West Dallas teams also have seemed to struggle over the last few years, which is a problem too for these two teams.
yeah.
And then let's look at a few more here. And then Tomahawk at Rhinelander. Obviously, like we said, we are from the Milwaukee area, so we do not know much about these teams up north. But Tomahawk and Rhinelander, from what I'm going, I remember Rhinelander a few years ago in the playoffs being really good. I think they can continue that. Obviously, last year it was one hell of a ride for them. They
Yeah.
got pretty far. Um, Verona and Muskego. You might call me idiot for this. You might say you're stupid, but it's the first game of the year. A lot of things can upset. I think
Just
there's a
like that
chance.
Greendale game.
Yes, I think there's a chance tonight that Verona goes into Muskego and wins. A lot of people are probably like, "This guy's crazy." I'm being
No,
serious.
I totally agree. I agree.
I, I think, there's a chance of this happening.
And
And
I'm not trying to be biased on Oak Creek either, but I think
yeah,
Muskego has a huge chance of starting their season 0-2.
yeah, and even if they win this week, they have a chance to going into Oak Creek next week and losing, which would
Yes.
be a big blow. They haven't played Oak Creek in many years. That's the thing too. Um, let's look at let's see next. A few more here. Sussex Hamilton and McWanago. I would probably take McWanago by about 10 in that game.
No, I
I,
think McQuanigo is going to landslide them because I think they're one of the most experienced teams in the state, and they're
yeah.
still a problem.
The reason why I'm not picking landslides today is because it's the first game of the year. A lot of teams have only practiced. They've maybe played one or two scrimmages. That's it. That's why I think that
Yeah.
there's not going to be a landslide tonight, possibly. Let's go to St. Thomas More at St. Francis. I would probably take St. Thomas More in this game, maybe by 7. This is actually a well-known rivalry. St. Thomas More plays their home games at St. Francis High School. So technically tonight, this is like one of those situations where the Jets are playing at the Giants, where they're both
Yeah.
playing at their home stadium. It's going to be a heck of a game, I'll tell you.
I think it could be heated too. Like, you never know what could
Yeah.
happen. I mean,
Let's
like talking about what happened in like basketball. Remember
yes.
St. Thomas More,
Uh,
their scandals and stuff.
let's go two more. Madison West at Wauwatosa West. I'm taking Wauwatosa by about 15 there. Wauwatosa apparently is ranked high, so I got to pick Wauwatosa tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
And then let's one more here. Let's pick a really good Kimberly at Stevens Point. I will take Kimberly tonight. Kimberly is a well-known favorite to
You
possibly
know,
win state. All right. So now that we picked
Kimberly. Here's I'll tell you that I'll tell you this, Pike.
good.
Kimberly, they're like Alabama of Wisconsin football.
Yeah, they win a lot. They won a lot in the past. Well, Muskego did win a fair number of years in a row too. That's why I like every year seeing a new team win. I don't like this 7 years in a row see Arrowhead win back then or when Arrowhead beat Franklin in the state championship, and I think it was in 2015, right around there. It was one of those things like, well, you kind of wish, even though you're rivals with Franklin, you kind of wish Franklin would win and just like have a new team win finally. Let's see here. Where was that one I was going to tell you guys about? I think I covered all the important games that we are going into tonight. A lot of them in the Milwaukee area.
Yeah.
So now let's do upsets. Pick a game you think is gonna have an upset, and pick the team you think is gonna win. Go ahead. I guess
This
I'll
year,
start.
I feel like it's
Oh,
gonna be something different.
ooh.
Yeah. Well,
Here's one. I think that's gonna be an upset. Catholic Memorial is gonna go into Franklin tonight and win. I think it's gonna be by more than 7 points too. I think it's gonna be like 10. I just don't see a lot. Obviously, since Miles Burkett is left with the seniors, I think that's gonna be a big upset tonight. Verona, I was talking about Verona Muskego. I think Catholic Memorial has a better chance to upset Franklin. So what are your upset for today? What is your upset? I think we lost him. I think some of our connections down here are pretty bad. So um hopefully we can get him back here in a few next few seconds. What's your upset, Elijah, for tonight? Who do you think's gonna upset who? Okay.